Can I offer you some limp airhead?
I don't like limp things.
All right, let's start it off. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to RonpTv. I'm your host with the most, your favorite podcast host, Ron P. Got a special guest in the building with me. Okay, I'm going to butcher your last name because if I'm thinking it how I think it sound, it's funny as hell. And it was funny as hell. All right, so I'm going to say your first name. You say your last name. So I got a special guest in the building. My homegirl, my wife's wife, Candace
Wiedyk.
Wiedyk. Okay, see? Yeah, y'all give her a round of applause. Now, right now, she's in the process of making lasagna upstairs or whatever, so I'm super excited about that. So if her lasagna is not good, ladies and gentlemen, the next episode y'all see will be me butchering her cooking skills. And if they good, then, I'll give you a shout out.
It'll be good.
Scale of 1 to 10.
It's going to be a 15.
Oh, okay. Big confidence. That's what I'm talking about.
Big dog energy.
Before this video starts, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, and then make sure y'all hit up my partners at Flavor and Fire. Is a company that has hot sauces and salsas and rubs and spices and stuff like that. I'm a partner now, right?
No, I didn't know that.
You ain't know that?
I haven't been here in a while.
Oh my God.
You'll have to fill me in.
You like hot food?
I love hot food.
Oh.
Did you see those pepper flakes?
Oh, well, see, it's a company. And you guys can order. Got all these different hot sauces and salsas. It's like natural ingredients. Everything is like seasoned and flavored good. The hottest hot sauce is out. And make sure y'all hit the link in the description and use my discount code RonP10 and save 10% off of your order. Yeah, you want to try out some of it?
I'm going to try it, yeah.
Oh,
right now?
no.
Don't do me like that. Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
Ghost pepper. And sea bus.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the taco cat.
Ha!
Chipotle. Wow, look at all this.
Yeah, so make sure if you guys...
Sangria salsa.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
We for real over here.
This one's got a cock on it. Oh, scorpion. I'm not sure about that one. That one sounds really hot.
Yeah, that's just some of the stuff that we have or whatever. But if you guys hit the link in the description, go to the site. They got all kinds of stuff you can order. And
the taco cat is super hot, but the taco dog is mild. That's typically how it goes.
well, whatever it is, that shit's the bomb. I swear by it. Don't forget, use my discount code, save 10% on your order. So, yeah, you're going to have to come on here and try some of these.
That'll have to be for the next show.
Yeah, next show.
In like another 8 months.
Oh, when the snow melt and y'all...
Because, it took that long to get me on in the first place.
Why did it take so long to get you on here?
Bullshit.
Oh, okay. Straight up. That's what I'm talking about. No ands, if, buts about it.
I'm very real.
Yeah.
I'm honest.
All right, well, let's get honest.
Oh, great. Okay.
So, for the average soul who don't know, your profession is actually a nurse.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Now, I got 1,000,001 questions, but I'm only going to ask you a few.
Okay.
Like, okay, with this whole COVID and all of that stuff that's going on or whatever, and you being a nurse, right now, I always said, like, nurses right now, it's just like if you was a blood walking through a Crip neighborhood.
Pretty much.
That's like the intense, like, straight up. So, let's start from the beginning. So you are a nurse.
Yep.
What made you want to even be a nurse?
So I have a cousin who has a really rare genetic disorder, and I pretty much raised him until he was like 11. And so being in and out of the hospital with him a lot, I just saw the compassion that a lot of nurses would show, and I wanted to be that person.
That's different. I thought you was going to say something crazy. Like, well, shit, they pay.
I mean, normally I do say something crazy, but
like the
my
real...
heart is in my job.
Okay.
Like,
fast forward. How long you been a nurse?
Since March. Since COVID began.
Oh, I thought you been like nursing.
That's because everybody thinks, Everybody thinks that. I just have the knowledge to back it up. But before that, I was a medical assistant in a lot of different areas, CNA, a HUC. I have a lot of medical background.
When they told you, hey, you're going to be dealing with people who have it and, the severity of it, like, what went through your mind? Like, at any point, was it just like, what, maybe this is something I don't want to do, or was you, like, ready for it?
So, ironically, when it first started happening, I worked in the ER at Covenant. So, I got a lot of phone calls, everybody having meltdowns and everything, and then I left. And honestly, working where I work, I wasn't even sure that I was going to come across it. So, we were really safe. We didn't have an outbreak until November.
So that outbreak, talk about that outbreak.
So when we had the outbreak, it happened to be my hallway. It was my unit that everybody tested positive. And I worked the next 3 days putting together a COVID unit and setting everything up, keeping everybody safe, double masking, wearing all the PPE that you could possibly think of, washing my hands until they were raw, and I still ended up getting sick. So on the third day, I ended up being really short of breath and ended up taking myself to the ER. And then I was sick for 2 weeks, came back to work, and we had a lot of people rotating in and out that had COVID, sending them to the hospital, bringing them back.
So you actually did test positive for it. Okay, now real quick, you say like everyone was testing positive. Like, how many people in your unit like had it?
So initially it was 10, and then at the end it ended up being 25 total residents that tested positive.
And then, like you said, yourself ended up testing positive, even though all the PPE, all the double masks and stuff. So is that stuff even, I ain't gonna say necessary, but is it even really effective?
I'm gonna say it's only like 30% effective, because even after the COVID outbreak and everybody wearing double masks and wearing the full PPE, almost the whole facility ended up testing positive. We had 3 out of like 15 nurses that never got COVID.
Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. So when you got it, and you said you had, what were some of the symptoms? The shortness of breath and...
Mine was mostly breathing. It was shortness of breath. So if I got up and started walking around, I felt like I was going to pass out because I couldn't breathe. My oxygen would drop down to like 80%, and it's supposed to be above 94.
Right.
So that was most of mine. I was tired. I still have some side effects even now, but they're starting to go away. I just get tired throughout the day quick.
So when you got it, like mentally in your mind, like what was you thinking? Like, yo, I might die. Like, did that cross your mind, or?
It did a little bit, but not as much as I think most people did, because I'm pretty healthy. I take care of myself. I wasn't really too concerned. I think my biggest concern is like, what are the long-term effects? Like, am I going to have issues for the rest of my life now from having COVID? How long am I going to actually be positive for? We don't really know enough about it.
Right. I'm finna say, every day you turn on the news is just like something new, just keep adding to, you know what I'm saying? Didn't you experience like some casualties and with like the residents who had COVID? Or
Yep. So far, I've been off for the past week, but so far we've had 10 residents out of like the 25 that have passed. And 3 of them passed away when they were actively positive for COVID, and the rest of them ended up having issues afterwards where they would get better and then get worse.
So you've actually seen people get better and then
get worse, yep.
Oh, see, a lot of people don't know that. They think like, oh, I'm out to clear.
Yeah.
And, 14 days. Like, let's talk about the 14 days thing. Like, a lot of jobs, they say, after 14 days, you can be in quarantine.
And I'm not really sure how I feel about that either, because I talked to nurses who work the COVID units in the hospitals, and, one nurse was telling me, oh, yeah, we had this guy on our unit for 58 days. He would do better, and then he ended up passing.
Right.
So, I mean, I've seen people, like I said, get better, and I'm like, okay, maybe they're in the clear, and then all of a sudden something crazy happens, and I mean crazy. I've seen some really crazy symptoms pop up.
What's the craziest symptom or just something you've seen dealing with the COVID?
So the craziest thing afterwards, well, first of all, the craziest thing is how quick it sneaks up. Like, I worked numerous days in a row when COVID started, and watching people go from not having any symptoms at all to actively dying. And then we had one who I thought, was going to be in the clear, and they ended up having, like, lymph nodes or something. We don't know because they had them surgically removed, but then they ended up having issues after and passing. But, like, ginormous lymph nodes, like the size of your microphone, like,
Dang.
just pop up out of nowhere, like, overnight.